We are live. Hello. Hello there. Welcome to today's session. Welcome to today's class. Thank you so much for being here. Hope that you can see and that you can hear me. So today's topic, convenience over character. What are we really teaching our children? What are we really teaching our children? Is it to be convenient or are they building character? Welcome to today's class. My name is Ruth Ikhabomeh. I am the founder of the Equitable Parent Hub. And today's conversation is a very interesting one. Today's topic may challenge you. Prioritizing convenience over character teaches children to value comfort over integrity. So many of us, we don't want to offend our children. We don't want them to be sad. So we just, okay, let's just pass. Let's just slide. Okay, we just allow, because we say, okay, don't do tough love. So in the course of not doing tough love, in the course of trying to be grateful, in the course of trying to be gentle, we now allow our children we don't give them boundaries. They don't have boundaries. They do anything, they say anything because we are trying to be gentle. But in today's conversation, I want to tell us how we can balance it, how we can prioritize value, how we can prioritize character over convenience, over comfort, okay, in our parenting. So thank you all for being here. So prioritizing convenience over character teaches children to value comfort over integrity. So think about it. Did we finish their homework to save time, or we excuse bad character to avoid tantrums? So, or we buy them what they want just to keep the peace. So are we those kind of parents that don't keep the boundaries we're supposed to keep just so we don't get them offended? So we do what we are not supposed to do just so we can be on the good book of our children. These small choices may feel harmless, but over time they shape who our children becomes. All these small permissiveness, it may look harmless, but over time it shapes who they become. I was telling us of a story on Wednesday of the parent of the family that was fighting somebody that came to tell them about what their son did. These are them to be grateful and okay, see it as a time for them to be able to build skills to teach. They got offended and attacked the woman. So are we those kind of parents that we don't want to be on the bad side of our children? So we just allow things slide. We allow things go because we don't want to be on the bad side of our children. But today I'm here to tell you that all of that will not build character. Okay? You say, oh, your children, your daughter calls you, old woman. You just say some careless, you allow your children say anything or everything because you don't want to be on their bad book. It's better to be on their bad book, prioritizing what is right, prioritizing values, prioritizing character, than just allowing them be convenient, allowing them be comfortable. Okay? So character, let's define some terms today. Convenience and character. Convenience and comfort is an easy short-term solution to avoid conflict or effort. So we don't want them to just when I was a child I was overworking. I don't want my child to overwork. You don't want them to do chores. You don't want them to do anything that will cause them any stress. So you do everything for them. Okay, that's comfort. You just want easy, the short term. You're not thinking of the bigger picture. You're not thinking of the child's future. You're just thinking of how will I do these things now so that this child will not have the kind of hard life I had. My child will be comfortable all through their life. So we bail out our children and seek for convenience, seek for comfort. So another key term is character. Character is habits like honesty, perseverance, and accountability. So those are the things that we should. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. So character is habits like honesty, perseverance. All these are what we should be building in our children. Character. character. If that mother would have been very grateful that she would have apologized, and then see that as a moment, as a teachable moment, as a time to build skills for her son. But she took offense and got offended and was trying to lash out on the woman. So, but when our focus is to build character, when our focus is to build the values of our children, to build skills for these children, so that tomorrow they would be grounded, their identity will be sure, they'll be rooted. Okay, so another key term here is integrity. Doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient. Okay, doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient. So in building character, in living a value life, some classes you look like the new what? Okay, I didn't get that. So instead of us to be our focus to be on building integrity, on building character, something that lasts, we focus on trying to make our children comfortable, convenient every time. You don't want anything to touch them. Just buy them tablets, let them be on their tablets, give them. How can your child be sweeping? Really? How can your child be doing house chores when you should have house help? So when is in building doing all those skills, all those chores that they learn how to be responsible. Okay, allow your children to do house chores. You look like a new spices. Oh, okay. Don't know what that means. I take that as a compliment. Thank you. So integrity is choosing courage over comfort. Integrity is choosing courage over comfort. You know, okay, the world, we are living in a fast pace where everybody is trying to be fast, everybody is going for quick fixes. But when you choose to be courageous over comfort, over what everybody will do, that is integrity. So that is what you should be seeking to build in your children. Seek to build integrity instead of allowing them to just be comfortable. You don't want them to go through stress. You give them your phone. Oh, they should just sit down there. Let the house help be doing everything. That house help, you are building the house help, and then your son or your daughter is not learning how to be responsible. Let your children do house chores. Let your children do house chores, okay? They learn how to be responsible like in that way. So stop shielding your children away from always giving them comfort, always giving them, let them be convenient. You suffered when you were growing up. You just want your children to be doing like dolls. Well done. It is not building character in them. So but if you want to build character, you want them to have value that lasts, allow your children to do chores, allow your children to walk around the house. So don't just be like, oh, you don't want them to suffer, you don't want them to, like your time you really suffered. You don't want that, you don't want any of that for your children. So now, reasons to prioritize character over convenience. One, children learn what we practice, not preach. So the first reason why we should learn, we should prioritize character over convenience is because our children learn what we do. So it's not shortcuts every time. We are always trying to be quick fixes. When we are them, when we are with them, we are just they see us take out the short parts, the quick fixes. So but efforts ignored, children ignore responsibility. So when we ignore responsibility, they learn it too, and they do likewise. So resilience requires discomfort. So when you teach your children to be, when you want to be resilient, it will not be a rosy thing. To be resilient is not rosy, it's not pleasant. Okay, it requires discomfort. So facing small challenges builds grit and emotional strength. So it's not everything that every challenges we should take away from our children. It's not everything, every spirit. How can you be washing plates? How can you be sweeping the house? How can you be doing chores? So those things build resilience, they build value, they build character in our children, and they watch you when you do them, and they will replicate the same values. So responsibility comes from action, not avoidance. Responsibility comes when they take action. So stop shielding your children, stop bailing them away from responsibility. Let them take part, let them be part of whatever you are doing. So letting kids clean, complete tasks, or face consequences teaches accountability. When you allow your children face consequences, it teaches them that they should be accountable. So I was telling us of the story of that particular boy. That's a very small offense that happened in their house. So but then it's by the time they keep shielding, by the time they keep bailing him out, tomorrow it grows and it gets bigger and bigger. So we should teach responsibility from action. So instead of the boy did not learn any action, any responsibility, he did not learn how to be responsible. Why? Because they shielded him. He was shielded. So letting kids clean, complete tasks, or face consequences teaches account. Emotional and moral growth needs tough moments. So for us to for your child to grow, to know that they are enough, to grow, to know that they can stand, and they need, it's not every time that you should just step in, just jump into it. No, convenience and comfort is not where they build these skills. It's not in convenience, it's not in comfort that they build. Avoiding conflict or shielding children robs them of learning integrity. Avoiding conflict or shielding children robs them from learning integrity. So if we want our children to be able to build these skills, we should allow them. I don't understand nothing. Okay? So we should be able to allow our children go through all of these skills, so that all of these chores, so responsibilities, connection, because consistency. When we connect with our children, firm connected parenting teaches values more than yell or punishment. So another thing that we can do to build character in our children is through connection. Is through connection. So another thing we can do, another skill you can allow our children, that will allow our children build character, is through connection. So seek to build connection in your child. Seek to build connection. How do you build connection? By giving your time. You build connection by your time, giving your time, by being there, by being available, by staying available, okay? By staying available, that is how you build connection. And consistently, okay? You build connection consistently. It's not today you are there, tomorrow you are just all over. You are not consistent in your connection. So consistency in your connection builds character. When you are there, you'll be able to give them identity, you'll be able to teach them. Okay? So long-term character outweighs short-term peace. Long-term character outweighs short-term peace. In the moment, you can be trying to teach them something, but because they are not comfortable, then it did not go down well with them, you just bail them out. Okay, just go. No, shouldn't do that. Okay, long-term character outweighs short-term peace. So the child may not like you in that moment, but that does not mean that you should allow them cross those boundaries. Allow them choose stuff, because you just want peace. You don't want them to throw tantrums. You just don't want them to be discomforted. So, but easy parenting may keep the house quiet today, but it risks children growing entitled, fragile, or ethically flexible tomorrow. You just want your children, you give them your tablet, you give them your phone, let them just be there, so that everywhere will be quiet. They are making noise too much. Oh yeah, come and take my phone. Go inside the room, go and sit down, be watching the phone. So all of that is not building connection. You are not building connection by giving your children tablets or giving them phone. Okay? So you don't build connection that way. That quietness you are looking for, in the long run, it would backfire, because it will just, you are just babysitting your children with your phone. So easy parenting looks quiet today, but it risks children growing entitled, fragile, or ethically flexible tomorrow. So child refuses to clean, you do it yourself, or insist and guide them. So when your child refuses to clean, you say, oh, okay, just leave it, I'll clean it later, just leave it, just bring them up, let me clean it. No. So instead, you guide them, you teach them how to do it themselves. Okay? So your teenager lies about schoolwork. Instead of, do you let it slide, or you enforce consequences? You see, you found out your son or your daughter lied about a particular stuff. Instead of you to teach consequences or teach skills, teach consequences, enforce the consequence of lying or of doing something wrong. You just say, okay, I don't want this boy to start yelling. I don't want this girl to get mad. All these things are teachable moments. It is time to, parenting is teaching time. Parenting is guiding time. Okay, so use that moment to teach them, to enforce consequences. So buying items to stop whining. So do we buy items to stop whining, to stop our children from throwing tantrum, or do we teach contentment, or we allow them to be entitled? So do we just buy things for them just so we avoid? Why are we the only ones here? So we are the only ones. So we teach our children, we give them doing their projects to avoid failure, so protecting them or delaying growth. So when they give them projects, instead of you to allow them to build responsibility, you just just go, bring it, let me do it for you. You don't allow them to build to start learning, so you delay their growth, you delay the growth. So and that way they cannot build character. Okay, that way they cannot build character. You ask which option builds character out of all these I've mentioned. Is it doing your child's project for them, or buying items to stop whining? Your teenager lies about schoolwork, your child refuses to clean, you just do everything for them. So which of them build character? So now to end the class, children watch what we do under pressure. Choose daily character moments over convenience. Balance comfort with integrity. Comfort should never consistently win. Okay, it's not every time that your children should, in fact, your children should be growing, and when they are growing, we don't grow in comfort. We don't grow in comfort. We grow when we are faced with, when we are resilient, when we are faced with pressure. That's when we grow. So allow your children to go through natural consequences. Allow your children to grow. Allow your children. It's not everything you just step up. Oh, take the phone, take my tablet, go and sit down. Go and sit down, clean it up, and later you slap them or you knock them. So all of that will not build character. What builds character is allowing your children to face their natural consequences, allowing your children to go through, to know boundaries of how they speak, what they should do, where they should go to. So because we don't want to offend them, say no, she knows she has my mumu button. She has my mumu button, so we allow them to just come. They are all over the place doing what they are not supposed to do, or saying things they are not supposed to say, or going to where they are not supposed to go. You say, that one, she has my mumu button. That if it's the other one that says it, I will not say anything. But this one, no, this one has my mumu button. No, she knows where she will press, and I will just conform. So, but that should not be the case in your parenting. Your parenting should not be always trying to be convenient. Your parenting should not be giving comfort, giving convenience always. Your parenting should be building character. Your parenting should be about building skills, about building values, okay? And this will not happen when it is always convenient, when it is always comfortable. No, it only happens under pressure, okay? So now, say I choose long-term character over short-term convenience. So we've come to the end of today's class. So thank you, parents, for joining. And remember to subscribe, share, and encourage. So every choice matters. How we guide our children today shapes their character tomorrow. Every choice matters. How we guide our children shapes their character tomorrow. So it's not everything that should be permitted. Okay? It's not everything that should be permitted. We should have boundaries. We should have boundaries. So because I said we should not do tough love, does not mean that we will not say, oh, she has my mumu button, or he has my mumu button. So we will not teach character, we will not teach how to be responsible. So allow your children build skills, allow your children do house chores. Okay, it's not everything that you build them out from. So thank you all so much. And remember to join the Steward tribe. Join the Steward tribe, bro. Don't tell me tomorrow when we start, after April 1st, you'll be telling me that you never heard when I was talking about Steward tribe. Join is a transformative group. Join it. What's your username? So join the Steward tribe. Tomorrow when it comes to tomorrow, don't tell me that you never heard when I was talking about Steward tribe. Steward tribe is our 1-year annual transformative program where parents come in and learn how to do this parenting in a transformative way. It's a program where parents come in and their life never remain the same. Their life become transformed. Everything, their parenting transforms. Everything around them transforms. Because why? They will learn accountability. They'll learn in a system, in a community of like-minded parents, a global community of like. They'll connect to the global community. I thank you all so much for being here once more. Thank you all so much. So see you again. Just say your username. My username is the Equitable Parents Hub. So you can check me up on Facebook, on Instagram, the Equitable Parents. We are everywhere. So follow us on all our handles, subscribe to our channel, like this class, share this class, and see you once again in our next classes. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Remember to build character, not convenience and not comfort.